I never thought betrayal could sound like the click of a bank notification. That sound, sharp, cold, final, cut deeper than any argument we'd ever had. It started the week after my 26th birthday. I'd finally saved enough to move out of my cramped apartment and maybe, for once, breathe without the weight of debt pressing on my lungs. I'd worked 3 jobs for 2 years, teaching, waitressing, freelancing. Every dollar had a destination. Every splurge, every coffee, came with guilt. So when I opened my banking app that morning and saw my balance at $47.21, I thought it was a glitch. I blinked, refreshed. Still $47.21. The savings account, the one labeled house fund, was gone. Closed. For a second, my vision tunneled. The sunlight from the window burned too bright. My chest felt like it was shrinking. Then the transactions appeared, $14,870 withdrawn, multiple transfers to an account under my mother's name. I called her, hands trembling. She picked up on the second ring, her voice unnervingly calm. "Hi, sweetie." "Mom. Did you take money from my account?" A pause. Then a sigh, like I was the one being unreasonable. "Chloe, don't be dramatic. I used your card, yes. But it's for your sister. She needed help." My throat went dry. "Help with what?" "With her surgery," she said, as if that explained everything. "She's in pain, and you know her insurance won't cover it." What kind of sister wouldn't step up? I stood there, gripping the phone until my knuckles turned white. "You stole $15,000 from me, Mom." She scoffed. "Stole? Don't use that word. You're family. Family helps family." That was the first time I realized that in my mother's world, help meant sacrifice yourself for her convenience. I hung up before I said something I'd regret. But the damage was done. My rent bounced. My landlord gave me a week to fix it. I worked double shifts, barely slept, and tried to convince myself that maybe it was all for something good, that my sister, Ava, really needed it. When I finally saw Ava, 2 weeks later, she was at our mom's house, sitting on the couch in her pajamas, scrolling on her phone. No casts. No bandages. No hospital bracelets. "Hey," she said when she saw me. Her voice was small, uncertain. I tried to stay calm. "How's your surgery?" Her eyes darted to Mom, who stood in the doorway, arms crossed. "It's scheduled," Ava mumbled. I looked between them. "Scheduled? So you haven't even?" "Don't start," Mom snapped. "She's been through enough. The consultation alone cost thousands." I took a breath, fighting the heat rising in my chest. "Then where's the rest of my money?" Mom rolled her eyes. "Bills. Groceries. You don't know how expensive life is, Chloe." That was when something in me broke, not loudly, but quietly, like a string snapping deep inside. For years, I'd been her fixer. The one who bailed her out of overdrafts, paid for Ava's textbooks, covered electricity bills when she forgot. Every time, she promised to pay me back. Every time, she didn't. That day, I left without another word. But silence doesn't mean forgiveness. It means I was thinking. Over the next month, I rebuilt myself, quietly, methodically. I opened new accounts, changed passwords, froze my credit. I stopped answering her calls. But she didn't stop. She showed up at my apartment once, banging on the door. "You're being cruel," she yelled. "After everything I've done for you?" I stayed silent behind the door, my heartbeat loud in my ears. Then one night, Ava called me. Her voice was shaky. "Chloe. Mom told me you're cutting us off. She's freaking out. I just wanted you to know, I didn't ask her to take your money. I told her not to." Something in her tone cracked me open a little. I believed her. Ava had always been softer, always caught between Mom's guilt trips and my exhaustion. "Where's the money, Ava?" I asked quietly. "I think she spent it," she whispered. "I'm so sorry." That's when I decided forgiveness wasn't on the table anymore. It started small. I went to the bank and reported the theft. They launched an investigation. My mother had forged my signature to authorize transfers, idiotic, messy forgery, the kind she thought she could get away with because she was Mom. Then I called the credit card company. Fraudulent charges. They flagged her account. But the final step, the one that burned, came later, when I found out she'd used my name to apply for a personal loan. That's when I knew she needed to be stopped. Not because I hated her, but because if I didn't, she'd keep doing it, to me, to Ava, to anyone she could. The confrontation happened 2 months later. I asked them both to meet me at her house. Ava showed up first, eyes red from crying. Mom arrived late, holding a glass of wine like it was a prop in her little drama. "So," she said, sitting down, "what's this about? Another lecture?" I pulled out a folder. Inside, bank statements, screenshots, and the police report. "You're being investigated for fraud," I said. Her face went pale. "What? You forged my signature. You took out a loan in my name. That's a felony, Mom." Her jaw tightened. "You wouldn't do that to your own mother. You already did it to your own daughter." The silence that followed was suffocating. Even Ava stopped breathing. Then Mom laughed, bitter and sharp. "You think you're better than me? I raised you. You'd be nothing without me." I leaned forward, my voice low, steady. "You didn't raise me. You used me." Ava started to cry. "Please, both of you, stop." Mom turned to her, desperate. "You see what she's doing? She wants to ruin me." I looked at Ava, not Mom. "You deserve to know the truth." She emptied my savings. "The surgery money? Gone. And she tried to blame it on you." Ava's hands shook. She told me you refused to help. That you didn't care." Mom's mask cracked. "Ava, don't listen to her." But Ava was already standing. "You lied to me." Mom reached out, but Ava stepped back. "All these years," she whispered, "you made me hate her for not helping. You made me think she was selfish." I watched my mother crumble, not dramatically, not instantly, but slowly, like someone watching their own reflection dissolve. That was when I told her the last part. "The police will contact you this week." I didn't press charges for the credit card. "But the loan? That's federal. You'll have to explain it to them yourself." She stared at me, eyes wide, then screamed, a sound raw enough to make the windows tremble. "You ungrateful little b***********H." I didn't flinch. "No, Mom. Just done." Ava followed me out. We didn't say much on the drive home. She stared out the window, silent tears streaking her face. When we reached her apartment, she turned to me. "Are you okay?" I smiled, tired, hollow, but real. "Not yet. But I will be." The next week, my mother was arrested for identity theft and fraud. It made the local paper, small paragraph, buried near the back. She called me from jail once, screaming, begging, then crying. I didn't answer again. Ava moved in with a friend, started therapy. Sometimes we talk, sometimes we don't. There's too much ash between us to rebuild everything, but at least there's no more fire. I still check my bank app every morning. Habit. Fear. Whatever you call it. And every time I see my balance safe and untouched, I remember what peace feels like. Because sometimes revenge isn't about destruction. It's about reclamation of your money, your dignity, your voice. And as far as I'm concerned, she can pay her own damn bills now.